This is part 3 of this oven series. So here I've got 2 courses of brick built and the oven's beginning to take shape. So my next step here is to smear the inside with mud to plaster the inside surface and make that airtight. And then I'll build up the rest of it. Here's my mud for the morning. Now the structure is mostly complete. It's still roughly formed, but it's getting there. One detail that I need to attend to is this vent hole. So I'm using a Coca-Cola can as the guide to the size of the hole. And I'm going to pack that in there and brace it and pack mud around there. The inside of this structure is completely plastered over so that it's airproof from the inside as well. And then I can proceed to dress up the outside, including mudding in the door frame. Here's the mostly completed structure. The vent hole in the back, as we'll see in a second, has been completed, braced in. I have to deepen it somewhat, so I'll be pulling the Coke can out and bracing it up. It needs to be a little bit higher up in profile. It's all plastered on the inside, and I've added to the height of this by putting a capping stone on. So the structure is a full 6 inches thick all the way around, maybe 8 to 9 inches thick at the very top. This is all to retain heat in the cooking phase. The end of the day, I ran out of mud. I still have about a third of this to put the outside 1-inch layer of mud on, but I have got the entrance all squared away, and I've troweled from what you see here around about halfway around the remaining of what you can't see. So maybe another couple of hours of work on this. I need to make a small amount more of mud. You can see the side there that's still got some irregularities to it, but that'll all get smoothed out into a smooth shape. And the entrance there has got looks like about an inch and a half all the way around it, and it's framed up with wood until it dries some, and then tomorrow I'll take away that framing and use the trowel and some very thin mud to pretty that up. And then I'm going to let it sit for 10 days. And at the end of that time, I will put a final cement plaster coat on the outside, and it will be done. So there you go. Okay, end of this phase of the project. Here we are approaching the finished oven, at least finished except for the outside plaster coat and paint and the stone dressing. Weeks to go, actually, because it's got to be dried and then cured. Maybe a thin Adobe layer on if it cracks too much. But that's basically it. You can see my Coca-Cola can in the back. That's the vent hole is now basically finished, and I'll keep that can so that you can take it out. And I've made a clay plug to fit in the back of that. So there we go. It's not perfectly symmetrical. It's a little bit thicker on the left side than on the right side. I'm not quite sure why it turned out that way, but definitely handmade. So that's all for this part.